Yo, 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 yo. You already know what it is. It's your motherfucking boy, Kage InDaBasement. We live, we lit, and I'm back. Mike P versus Th3 Saga. What happened? Now, I'm going to just say this off the rip. We all know what happened with this battle, but I want to do a scorecard breakdown specifically for this battle just to see how bad of a loss this was. I got the scorecard up. We gonna break this down. Let's go. Start it off. Round one. Mike P comes out, you know, with the angle about Saga not being the first one from his crew to make it to Nome. I guess because Loso made it first technically. You know what I mean? He came out real calm and poised. Mike P, he really knows how to pace himself. He be doing his thing in that department. What he said? I'm Michael and Archangel. I'm the highest in the room. I like that line. That line was fire. Would he say a thin line between me and the goats like a barnyard fence? That's when he started turning up. After that little slow opener, he started turning up. He had a slight little hiccup in there. It wasn't really a stumble, but he started going crazy. His pace started speeding up. He started getting into that little mic pocket. What'd he say? Stomach shot. Make his core pour court. And if the saga continues, make a long story short, crazy. What'd he say? LeBron is the truth now, but don't compare him to Michael? He had a lot of good LeBron and Michael references, man. I like that, man. He addressed the porn angle. What'd he say? He was making fun of, the way Saga performed, always punching his hand and shit, talking about he always beating himself. That shit was funny, man. He mentioned the fact that he been doing this thing for the last 5 years on every card, so he refused to be humble. All in all, this was a solid round for Mike P. You know what I mean? He had a good performance. It was nothing too crazy. He just came out, regular jabs, not too many haymakers or nothing like that, kind of testing the waters. Now, let's get into Saga round one. This round one was a lot, man. Let's break this down. Saga came out hype off the rip. No transition. The boy just didn't even let Mike P take his first breath after he stopped rapping. He started going. He came out hype. What'd he say? It's been a long time since the URL brought the sensei back. He had the little Christian Mingle line. Then he had his first stumble. Then he had a good line in there. I like this line when he said they finally let the God in Nome. I like that. That line was fire. Then he stumbled on the meet the parents line. That's 2 stumbles. Then he stumbled again on the run back for that. 3 stumbles. Then he stumbled again after that. Another stumble, mind you. Then he stumbled again on the you getting hurt line. At this point, I'm thinking like, yo, this dude is, he's struggling right now. Then he had a hotline in between there. He said, you think I'm going to let you win again, police? Where's your search warrant? That was fire. But then he stumbled again. And then that led into a bad choke. He starts apologizing. I'm sorry, y'all. Then he gets it back a little bit and then stumbles again on the closeout and then basically chokes his way out. Time. Now, that's a lot. He barely got anything out this round. The 2 lines I did catch in there that wasn't too choppy. It was pretty cool, but most of that stuff he was stumbling through, man. That was a real choppy, sloppy, bad round, man. He was choking all over the place. It was bad. That first round from Saga was bad. Now let's get into Mike P round 2. This is when Mike P turned up to me. It's like he smelled blood in the water, man. It was on. It was like when a shark smelled blood. It's over. What'd he say? He came out with the whole, Ryu versus the sensei. Then he had this line, man. Oh, man, you a sensei, not a sensation? Crazy. That was crazy. He mentioned Saga battling Meta World Peace. He mentioned Yellow Hoodie Mike. You know that style he get into when he get into that little pocket when he start rapping real good with that rapid fire style. He had a little baby gap line. That was cool. What'd he say? Oh, man, when he got into that pocket, what'd he say? Cut his face, leak the features, nose cut, Joker face, Little Caesar, pizza. Yo, he was wilding on it. Yo, when he starts swagging on this nigga at that point, I'm like, oh yeah, this is over. This is crazy. What, Little Caesar pizza? How you doing a pizza line, bro? A hot and ready line, my dude. What the fuck? What'd he say? The shit hurt. Start bottom, get vert. Took half his head off stream like Nick Merckx. Like, what was he doing? This nigga Mike P started hitting you with fucking gamer references. Oh, man. His performance was on point, too. When he, start bottom, get vert. Like, he was wilding. I like that whole little segment. That was fire. What'd he say? You change clothes and front like shit's the best? You put on a fake image and doctor disrespect? Look, I see what you're doing, Mike P. I get it. It was genius, actually. When you think about it, Caffeine is a gaming platform. You doing a lot of Twitch gaming references. That was kind of fire. I know a lot of people don't get that shit, but I caught it. Yo, he started barking on him after that. Like, yo, he was barking on this dude. Like, he just choked and stunk up the gym. He came out barking. What'd he say? A caffeine stream full of smack foam fingers couldn't get you props? What? Come on, man. All in all, very, very, very strong round for Mike P. I knew he was going to turn up. He definitely turned up. He did exactly what I expected him to do after seeing, Saga do what he just did. And, he smelled blood in the water. So very impressive round for Mike P. Now let's get into Saga round 2. Saga introed his round 2. He started off apologizing, like, my bad, y'all. Then something weird as hell happened. The boy got into this little segment where he had a fake stumble that was supposed to lead into a mic flip or a mic ball. Something wrong with Mike. But then the boy started actually stumbling during the fake stumble. And then that led into a choke. Then he choked in real time. So he wrote a fake stumble into his round. Then he actually stumbled. Then that led into a choke. That's crazy. I never seen nothing like that. Then he kind of got it back together. Then he stumbled again. Got it back together. Stumbled again. Then he had a good line at this point. What'd he say? Having all them characters, you'll see the limit. That whole little segment was cool. I like that. He had the segment when he was comparing Ryu to Akuma. I like that. I figured that was going to come up at some point in this battle. And he definitely brought it up. That line was cool. He had a sure you can line. And I saw that shit coming a mile away with that delivery and the way he was setting it up. Like, oh, you can. And I'm like, oh, hey, go, sure you can. Or Hadouken, one of them. And it was real predictable. Maybe it was the way he performed it. Not the setup so much. It was more of the delivery, in my opinion. But that segment wasn't too bad. I just don't like the way he delivered it. Then after that, he stumbled again. Then it was towards the end of his round. He said, this ain't the opportunity you taking in vain. Ain't the only opportunity you taking in vain. Then he had a bad choke at the end. So, like, again, he's stumbling all through the round and he choked. So we're going to break this down at the end of the battle. I got the scorecard up. Let's get into round 3. Mike P. Look, by this point, the battle was over. The boy done choked 2 times in the battle. Mike P just coasting at this point. But he did turn up a little bit. It's not as good as his second, but he did turn up. What he said? At this moment, he knew he fucked up. Now, that ball wasn't even that crazy. It's just that in the context of the moment, that shit was fire. Yo, in the context of the moment, that probably was ball of the night. Yo, what he said? At this moment, he knew he fucked up. Because, yo, the look on Saga's face, it was literally at that moment he knew he fucked up. Because Mike P got 3 rounds and he done choked twice. And he probably know what's coming up in the third. So, yeah, that was funny. Then he had the whole Breaking Bad, I drug Saga. That line was cool. The whole little Disney Plus, a whole bunch of goofy shit. That was funny. I like that. What he said? I'm AI and artificial intelligence. Bottom line, I crossed the machine. That shit was crazy. I like that little segment. That little AI segment. Fire. What he say? Kid Chaos, default rapper. Like, he was getting at the whole bow era. Yo, y'all bow headshot niggas. Y'all gotta pick another body part. Something. Pick a new gun sound. Every gun don't go bow, man. And every nigga ain't hitting head. Yo, whatever. It is what it is. Keep it, whatever. Then he gets into this whole little pocket. I'm an alien. You alienated. That shit was fire. I like that. What'd he say? He started wilding, rapping with this little suicide mic pocket. I call that the suicide mic moment. When he start getting into that, looking like he about to lose it shit. That shit was crazy. That whole little segment was fire. What'd he say? You faced Tez and LeBron couldn't even walk on court. I like that segment. Closing, Mike P had a good third round. Like, he ain't have to do much. All he had to do was not choke. As a matter of fact, he could have jerseyed at this first ball, and he still would have won this battle. Clearly, 2-1. But anyway you put it, he had a good round. Now, round 3 from the Saga. Now, I broke most of this down in my what the fuck video. But anyway, Saga comes out with the cop. he starts rapping and a cop interrupts him. Now, the way this shit looks, even on stream, it was a little choppy on a caffeine stream at that point. But on the app, that shit looks even more real. Like, it's crazy because while Saga's rapping, the cop walks up and stops them. And I even think Mike P looked confused. Then he gets into this whole boy shit. Man, that shit was bad. It was cringy, man. That was very, very cringeworthy. And after watching it, I watched it like twice. It was tough to watch again. That's like the third time I'm seeing this third round. It still was tough to watch in the beginning. But then again, he starts getting into it. What'd he say? We got a battle, and we got a battle. That whole little segment, fire. Police clipped up. What he said? Police clipped up for war, but it ain't for a battle at Nome, dude. It's for shirts with the holes, dude. And you won't find a debatable round if he ever try to smoke you. Come on, man. What is he talking about? It's for shirts with the holes through, and you won't find a debatable round if he try to smoke you? Oh, man. See, that was fire. But, OBC angle or not, that still was fire. What he said after that? The cops plant drugs on us, then Smack wouldn't plant drugs on you? Fire. What he said? You telling Danny to 12-step your bitch, but nigga, what happened with 12-step on us? That shit was fire. Yeah, I like that. Then he had a whole bunch of name references, man. Whole bunch of comparing police to police flips. That little segment. He mentioned, Sandra Bland, Michael Brown. I think he brought the Michael Brown shit back. He had a Tamir. That Tamir Rice, Tamir Trash line, again, was fire. I like that, man. A lot of name drops, though. Then he stumbled right after that. Then he mentioned Oscar Grant, Breonna Taylor, a lot of name drops, man. What he said? We don't want a stimulus check. We want $1,200. That was fire. I like that. Then he stumbled. He stumbled right after that. Then he got it back. Stumbled again. He had a Karen line. He mentioned Karen. A lot of name drops. This was real fan service, living in the moment type bars. It was fire, though. A lot of that shit was fire. Then he stumbled again. Then he basically closed out saying, he caught a body for the body. I don't know. Maybe he's talking about his own. I don't know, man. But that was a bad round. He closed out sloppy at the end. Now, I would say it was some good material within that segment when you break it down. But it was a OBC angle for him in particular. And he didn't execute it as well as I thought at the end. And the beginning was very cringy. I'm not letting that go. And they cut that shit out. URL, you edited some shit, URL. What the fuck happened to the edit, URL? What happened? The boy walked off cringy. I'm so glad they took that shit out. Oh my, the boy had the cop lock him up on some real cringy shit and take him behind the wall. Oh my God, I'm so glad they took that shit out. Now that was a good edit. That's how you edit. Avocado, that's how you edit some shit. Take that cringy shit out. Nobody wants to see that. Anyway, all in all, let's break this down. I got the scorecard up. Let's go. Round one. Now, round one, like I said, Mike P came out. This was a good, solid round. Nothing amazing. I'm giving Mike P a 6.5 for this round. Solid round, good performance, nothing too crazy. A nice low top tier, mid tier round, 6.5. Saga, round one. Now, when I take this whole round into consideration, he barely got anything out. So I gave him a 4.5 for the round. But when I factor in the chokes and the stumbles, the boy had 7 stumbles and a choke. 7 stumbles, minus 3.5 points. Because what I'm doing about chokes and stumbles, a choke is minus 1 point, a stumble is minus 5 points. So it's 7 stumbles, minus 3.5 points, 1 choke, minus 4.5 points. So I originally gave him a 4 for this round. But if you factor in the chokes and the stumbles, the Saga gets negative 0.5 points for round one. That's a negative, by the way. Let's get into round two. All right, let's get into it. Mike P, round two. Now, this round was very good. He had a lot more fire in this round. He turned up. He smelt blood in the water. It was clear. He wanted to close this out, and he knew he had a great opportunity to do it, considering he had some fire material. So I'm giving Mike P 8 in this round. I think he had a genius angle. He had a bunch of genius references in his round. I'm giving him 8. That's a very top tier round, high caliber. His performance was on point too. Now let's get into the Saga round 2. Now the Saga round 2 again. From what I heard, what he did get out and wasn't stumbling through, it was cool stuff. It wasn't too crazy though. Now, I'm counting in this round a whole bunch of stumbles and chokes. I originally gave him 5 points for this round. But when I factor in all of the stumbles, the choke, the fake stumble, all of the stumbles after that, and then choking at the end, he gets that's a minus 4.5 points. So he closes this round with a half a point. 0.5 points for the second round. Round 3, Mike P. Now, Mike P, this round wasn't as good as the second round, but I still think he did the job in this round. It wasn't much he had to do. All he had to do was close out. He could actually choke this round and still won the battle. I don't know about the scorecard, though, but he would have won the battle 2-1 nonetheless, as far as the round placement goes. But I'm giving Mike P a 7 for this round. It wasn't that bad. It just wasn't better than his first, and I don't think it was better than his second. It wasn't better than his second. It was definitely better than his first, though. That's what I meant to say. So I'm giving him a 7 out of 10 for this round. Let's get into the Saga round 3. Now, we just went over this. We all know what happened in this round. But even with the segments I like, considering how cringy it was at the beginning, the end, the sloppiness, the choppiness, and considering the good segments I like, I gave him a total of a 6.5 in this round. But when I factor in the 4 stumbles at the very end, he loses 2 whole points. So he closes out this round with a 4.5. Now let's get into the total score. Mike P, round 1, 6.5. Round 2, 8. Round 3, 7. Total of 21.5 points for this battle. The Saga, round 1, negative 0.5 points. That's negative half a point. Round 2, 0.5 points. That's 1/2 a point. Round 3, 4.5 points. That's 4.5 points. He finishes this battle with a total of 4.5 points. This might be the lowest score in battle rap. But that's the score right there. I just broke it down for y'all. Let me know how y'all scored it. Let me know what y'all scores is, man. Let's run them up. Let's go. I got Mike P winning this battle 21.5 to 4.5. Blowout. 30. He won every round. It's your motherfucking boy Kage InDaBasement. And I'm out, man.